Can someone come cuddle me? We're back. And it's freezing. I know that I've been posting a lot of Mustang stuff, but it's time to get back to old Ben here. Don't look too closely at old Ben because he's undergoing some construction right now, but the front bumper is what we're going to talk about and show today, the whole removal and the whole process right there. If you missed any videos in this series, which I know you did because only 2 people watched them, I'll link them here. Let's go. The shipping company that they sent it with was Old Dominion. Old Dominion is historically really nice. They were very patient. He let me go through the whole thing. Everything was packed to perfection, and I brought it back home. And then I called around a lot of different body shops in the Santa Clarita area, Northridge, even LA, to get quotes to paint it. There were some places in the LA area that were quoted me like $350, $400. There was a place literally 5 miles from my house. Got great vibes from the guy, and he charged me $600, but it was like right down the street, so I didn't have to drive the bumper all the way to LA. And that is why I need a Suburban. You don't really need to jack up the car. I did just so I could kind of see exactly what bolts that I was pulling off. You want to remove the belly pan first and foremost, and just to even do this job you want to make sure that you've got a full set of Allen keys and hex keys, and a double square 8-point star bit set is essential. You can see from this that the belly pan has been like scratched to crap, so who knows what the previous owner ran over with it. There's somebody on YouTube that did a killer job of repairing this insanely cracked bumper. Man, it was amazing. Bodywork is not my forte. I already have the bumper. So. Next up, you want to remove the grills. Some of these weren't really held in by anything, so I guess the previous owner lost the bolts. Who knows? The front license plate. This is the most beautiful front license plate I've ever seen in my life. I don't like front license plates, and I'm saving this forever. It looked good on the car, but anyways, I don't have front license plates on any of my cars, so it will not stay. Smart person would turn the wheels. I guess I wasn't feeling smart that day. I didn't turn the wheel. I struggled with it a little bit, but I have really small hands, so I made it happen. There was only 3 bolts, and you know, they're pretty easy to get to if you have little teeny paws like me. Three bolts. Behind these triangles, there is the headlight washer spouts. I don't know how else to call them, but you basically gently pull them out. You release a clip, and the triangle cover comes right off. You want to make sure don't overextend it because it seems like you could easily kind of rip it off from the inside, and I heard if that's done, you should just go drive the car off of a cliff. So where this hole is, this would be a good time where I'm putting my finger in there. There's a bolt up there that holds the bumper to the wing. I'm noticing that that bolt is not there, and terror is raging through my body right now. I'm confused, but I'm going to move on. So there's some additional bolts that are behind the front grills that hold the bumper to the car, and those have to go now. The whole time I'm thinking, why are there no bolts where there's supposed to be bolts? Like, what has been holding this bumper on? Prayers? bolts were a pure pleasure. They're right there, easy access. They pull out and then pretty much the bumper is free unless your normal Bentley has the bolts that are holding the bumper to the wing. Then you'd have to undo those with a special tool. Mine was missing, so no special tool really needed. I inspect the area just to see what's going on under here, you know, looking for some catastrophic leak or sign of disaster, and I find this connector that's not connected to anything. I looked on Google, I researched for so long, and I found out that it is an air temperature sensor, and it's not supposed to be connected to anything, but it is supposed to be in a bracket. The bracket, of course, was not there, so I ordered one on Scuderia. It's the only place that had these. And it was on back order, and it never shipped, and they never refunded me my money, and I sent multiple emails. I Karened them, and I never got it. I never got my money back. There are these alligator clips, these really sharp little alligator clips that connect all the wires to the bumper itself. So they're like fancy zip ties to secure the wires to the bumper. Those are pretty easy to remove. Now you have to remove all of the parking sensors, obviously, and again, very easy. Take your time, stick a screwdriver in there, and they click right out. If you goof one up or find a broken one, these little suckers are $100 each, and that's like used on eBay. So I was very gentle in removing all of the parking brake sensors from the old bumper. So I get the whole bumper removed, and I'm looking at the parking sensor brackets, and the ones that came attached to the new bumper are like an oval shape. The ones that are on the old bumper are a round shape. I needed them to be the round shape, so unfortunately I had to meticulously and ever so carefully get a heat gun and remove the parking brake sensors from the old bumper and transplant them onto the new bumper, along with like all the other cords that and you know, do hangle hickey-doos that needed to be moved. So that took a little bit of time. The glue that I used to glue those parking sensors on the new bumper is top secret, because I think if I tell you what I used, you're gonna comment mean things. But I'll tell you this, it wasn't JB Weld, and it's not something that I can't later get off if I need to, which that was the key. If I use JB Weld, I wouldn't be able to like do anything with it, like it's stuck, right? If I use something top secret that I use with various things, then I have a chance to transplant them again if I need to. That's my way of thinking anyways. And if you want to know what I used, I'll tell you. You don't twist my arm. I use weather stripping glue. I use it on tons of stuff that I do, many applications. I use it on weather stripping. I use it on many things, and it's never let me down. It's flexible, it's pliable, it's sticky, it adheres, but worst case scenario, you can remove it later. The hardest part of this whole job, I feel like, was this right here. I had to meticulously remove all the old glue because I wanted these sensor brackets to sit, you know, perfectly against the new bumper. Yeah, I don't want to like get a new bumper and do all this work and cut corners here. I begrudgingly removed this old tape, and it wasn't fun, but I got it done. So once the old sensor brackets are transplanted to the new bumper, I do want them to dry at least for overnight. So I can start removing the trim pieces from the old bumper now. The lights, the side marker lamps, I ordered a bumper without the provisions on purpose. I don't want side marker lamps. I don't need them. I don't like them. I think it looks cleaner without them. So those will be sold along with the old bumper. Those will be removed. The trim, the chrome trim, that has to carefully be removed. The chrome trim is like $80 each to replace. I do plan on dechroming the car, but I do need the chrome as the base to dechrome it, if that makes sense, which I know it does. So once it's all removed, I can start transplanting that stuff to the new bumper after I clean it, of course. All the little square, brackets and screw brackets and all that stuff has to go onto the new bumper. So after I did that, let it dry overnight, and we're ready to go. We're ready to go. But unfortunately, I realized that this was definitely not its first bumper job. Ben had a previous bumper job, no doubt about that. And there are these bolts that go right here and right here. This side, perfectly intact, all the bolts. There's a surrounding bracket that goes behind this first headlight, and it's got a hole here and a hole here. So it's this, I wish I had my extra one, like a bracket that goes here, and then it allows this bottom part to hook in. Turns out the driver's side, it was gone, vanished, gone. It was actually, you could see it was broken off, and it was missing the bolts. So whoever replaced the bumper the last time, they said, F it. Because you do kind of need a special tool to get to those bolts, which you can make. I'll show you what I did when we get there. But it was missing the bracket, it was missing the bolts. I mean, you even see in the video how it just magically pops off. It's not supposed to do that. So I didn't know what exactly I was missing, and in order to get to it, you have to take this whole front wing off. And it's a mighty big pain in the butt. So I went back to the drawing board. I went to my go-to site, Scuderia, and I pulled up the diagrams, and I found this ring that goes, it's not a ring, but it's like a wire circular thing. I figured out what it was, I ordered one. The part arrives, and unfortunately the seller, the eBay seller, it just said, it said left side. Now, logical, in my head, this is my left, this is my right, and I'm facing this way. So if the car is facing this way, this would be the left, this would be the right. So it didn't say driver's side, it didn't say passenger side. I messaged the seller, I'm like, is this for the driver's side or the passenger side? They said, oh, because we're not authorized Bentley parts dealer, we can't give you the exact side, all we can do is say it's the left. So that led me nowhere, so I had a 50-50 chance of getting it right, which I did not. I get the left side, and it's for the mother effing passenger side. So if you're staring at the car, it's for the left side. I don't know, that logic goes so hand in hand with a lot of the logic within this car. So reordered another part. I think they were like $30. I'll link a description for you in case you want one. And then I had to wait again. So this project just kept spanning a lifespan. So that pretty much wraps up this portion. I'll show you how I put the bumper back on next week. It's a little bit of a hairy process. I'm just kidding, it's not a hairy process, but there's lots of trials and tribulations along the way, as there always is working with any of my cars, but especially old Ben back here. I love him so much and he doesn't love me back. Story of my life. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.